From KGW, this is The Good Stuff.
And tonight on The Good Stuff, snow brings relief to Oregon ski resorts, getting skiers and boarders ready to hit the slopes. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Brittany Falkers. Snow that's continuing tonight has more resorts expected to open by the end of the week. Sydney Dorner went out to Mount Hood Meadows on Sunday to talk to those excited to truly get the season started.
Oregon ski season has started off slow with snowpack levels far below normal, leaving some ski resorts closed and others thriving.
This is the first time I've skied fresh snow this year, so it's definitely been a waiting game, and so I've been working on my patience, but looks like we're going to get blasted here, so very excited about the next week or so.
3 of Western Oregon's ski resorts are currently open: Mount Bachelor, Timberline Lodge, and Mount Hood Meadows. But with this weekend's snow, there's hope the rest will follow.
Mother Nature finally delivered. We were a little bit light over the Christmas holiday, but our mountain ops team did a great job of working with the snowfall that we had to get the terrain open. And now, with the snow that we received over the last couple days, we're open. Winter's here.
Ski Bowl is open for tubing but has yet to open their ski slopes. That may change with the current forecast showing Mount Hood could receive a few more feet of snow in the next coming days.
I'm hoping it just increases from here so we can have a long season since we got a late start. I'm hoping all the way through May.
Drew Cleansing says he usually visits Mount Hood 15 to 20 times in a season, but today was his first trip of the year.
Oh, it's just been a bummer, but we're just excited that it's finally coming down and it's beautiful up here.
Sydney Dorner, KGW News.
Now, okay, by tonight, conditions on the mountain are just too blizzard-like to be up there safely. Mount Hood Meadows is planning to be closed tomorrow, but the hope is that the lower elevation ski resorts will be able to open as well once the storm passes. Ski Bowl announced that it will open this Thursday afternoon, starting with night skiing, weather conditions permitting. Of course, we'll be keeping an eye on that for you. And in Central Oregon, the Hoodoo ski area along the Santiam Pass is planning for a Wednesday opening. They haven't really had much snow there to this point and even had to cancel their annual New Year's Eve party, so it's just so great to see them opening up. Well, maybe you were out hitting the slopes this weekend. No matter what you were up to, I asked you to share it on social. Let's start with sunnier weather from a weekend away. Martin shared this photo that's making us all so jealous, hanging out on a beach in Mexico. Lucky duck. But you know, the beaches here really aren't so bad. In fact, I'd say they're pretty spectacular. Check out this shot from Elizabeth. A chilly beach day is still a good beach day out on the Oregon coast. Really beautiful shot. Pamela was on the coast too this weekend, taking in the high tides out in Lincoln City. Look at those waves rocking. Angela takes us further inland though to this absolutely stunner of a view at Beaver Falls. I've never been there before, but I'm adding this one to my list. You can find this one in Columbia County. Just looks like a gem. Now, across the river in Vancouver, Huynh was dancing the weekend away at the Korean Food and Dance Social at Clark College. Here she is with her daughter doing a little ballroom dancing. They also got to enjoy tasty food and learn a lot about Korean culture. Sounds like a fantastic local event. And yesterday was a great day to just stay inside and watch a little football. Suzanne knows all about that, posting this pic. Her caption, 3 football emojis. I like your style. And you know what goes good with a game of football? A Bloody Mary. Chuck shared this shot of a cocktail done right with all the fixins. He didn't say where it's from, but it has my mouth watering. I gotta say, I truly believe a Bloody Mary should also come with enough garnish to be considered an appetizer. I just do. That just makes sense to me. Maybe it's because I'm from the Midwest. Hey, you can share your weekend photos and stories of all the good stuff happening in your community. Send it on over by texting us at 503-226-5088. You can also email me at thegoodstuff@kgw.com. Others this weekend spent some time immersing themselves in history. The Japanese American Museum of Oregon held its first free Sunday event of 2024. The museum at the NATO Center in Old Town offers visitors a chance to experience Japanese history and culture with hands-on and family-friendly activities.
When people come through the museum, they are often surprised to learn the history that is contained here in the museum, and that they feel like it gives them a new perspective on the city that they're a part of.
The free admission events will run the first Sunday of every month through this year. The museum's regular hours are Thursday through Sunday from 11 to 3. Some celebrated Dia de los Reyes this weekend, translated as Three Kings Day. It's an extension of the Christmas holiday celebrated by some Latino families. China Green explains the history behind Three Kings Day and how a local bakery took part.
Christmas 2.0 for us. So that's why Day of the Three Kings was so special for us as kids. We got to have like our second round of gifts.
Also called Dia de los Reyes, it's about faith and family.
A really special celebration for really our whole family and for the majority of our culture also in Mexico.
It dates back to the birth of baby Jesus, and the Sid Carrera family has been honoring it.
Since I was a kid, we've been celebrating it
for as long as they can remember.
It's the day where we celebrate the arrival of the three kings, as they historically, or as the legend goes, brought gifts to baby Jesus.
The holiday is celebrated on the 12th day of Christmas, which is January 6th.
Growing up, it was a time when all of us got together and we would eat the rosca de reyes.
The family now owns La Casa de Mama, a Mexican bakery with a vegan twist, and have now been busy baking and selling rosca for the big day. It's a special sweet bread.
Traditionally made in this kind of like circle shape. It is supposed to represent the endless love of Jesus to all of his children.
With nuts and dried fruit candies to signify the jewels on the king's crown. Then there's a plastic baby, symbolizing Jesus.
You gather all the family together, and everybody takes their turn cutting out their slice. And so you get to choose what slice you pick, how big, how small, and whoever has a little baby within that slice actually has to host a celebration later on in the year.
La Casa de Mama does their own version of the plastic babies.
No baby.
Yeah.
Baby.
I won't give it away, but it's not plastic and it's edible, but you'll know if you get one. In Portland, China Green, KGW News.
Oh my gosh, that looks so tasty. Yum. Well, some couples today spent the morning waiting to secure the perfect spot for their weddings. Portland Parks and Rec just started taking wedding reservations. You see, the city's parks, gardens, and natural areas can often host ceremonies or receptions. And this year, they opened up in-person registrations first, with couples lining up to apply. The system is now first come, first served instead of a lottery like years past.
We're always looking at ways to make the registration process more equitable and more fair. And this is what we're going to try this year. And I really think it's something to look forward to, because all these future newlyweds are going to be so excited to get their spots. And we're going to do everything we can to give everyone the preferred date and time that they want.
All right, now I want to get married in a Portland park. How could you not? There's so many beautiful settings, but looks like those spots are hard to nab. Portland Parks opened up online, phone, and mail reservations, by the way, this afternoon, if you're looking. A new woman-owned business is opening its first brick-and-mortar store in Portland's Kenton neighborhood. We've got more on her journey after the break. Welcome back to The Good Stuff. The Kenton neighborhood welcomed a new storefront over the weekend. This one is owned and operated by a well-known Black Portland woman with a love for fashion. Our Daisy Caballero shows us Shoebox by Key.
The historic Kenton neighborhood is known for being a hub for entrepreneurs.
Kenton is a majority women-owned small businesses.
They also take pride in welcoming new faces with different backgrounds, like Kiana Baker.
I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur, and then once I got the business started, I knew that like in the long term that this is what I wanted to do.
Kiana is the owner of Shoebox by Key, a new clothing boutique store off North Denver and Schofield. She's had the business since 2018, but finally decided to open up her first brick and mortar after years of pop-up events.
I'm living out my dream. Like, this was a dream of mine for a long time, and so for me to be able to say I'm actually in it, it feels really good.
But the road to get here wasn't easy, between health issues, a flood in her home, and a delay in opening her store. But with the help of her friends, it was all made possible.
Her presence inspires not just young Black girls, but young girls who are aspiring to pursue their dreams, who may not have the courage to do that. They can see it and find it in her.
So she's a lovely human being, and we're delighted to have her.
Maureen Bachman is the president of the Kenton Business Association. She is also the owner of the Kenton Antiques, which is a few doors down from Kiana's storefront. She says this addition has struck a chord in her heart and hopes to see more diversity among business owners in Kenton.
Like, super emotional about it. Like, it's big. Like, to be in a neighborhood like this that like should have more and more, and to see it happening is like awesome. Like, we're really trying to foster that here in this community. So.
And Kiana hopes that says that she hopes to bring a safe and really welcoming environment for all customers. Now, there are a few other projects in the works for the store. She plans to have a grand opening sometime in March. Listen to this. A new skate park is set to come to downtown Portland. Yeah, check it out. City leaders recently announced a $15 million commitment to revamp the space bordered by Northwest NATO and the Steel Bridge. The skate park was first envisioned more than 15 years ago.
The Steel Bridge Skate Park Coalition is delighted to see this investment by Commissioner Ryan in Old Town, in downtown, and activating this neighborhood with what will become a world-class destination for skaters of all backgrounds and all abilities.
Over the coming months, Park and Rec says it will begin buying property and holding community meetings for input. Up next here on The Good Stuff, the Washington Huskies are battling it out for the National College Football Championship. Meet the parents of two twins who are thrilled to be playing on the national stage. Hey, welcome back to the good stuff. The Washington Huskies are playing right now, hoping to win the national championship title. Fans watching from Seattle shared their excitement tonight.
So I went to the Rose Bowl back in '91, and we had such a great team then. We've gone through some ups and downs since then, but to see a season like this is just incredible.
I'm actually a fourth generation Husky, so I got my parents and aunts and uncles and grandparents all watching.
Oh, I love that. Now, right now the Huskies are behind, but they can still make it up. The score is Michigan 20, Washington 13 in the third quarter. Okay, so one family from Michigan is actually rooting for the Huskies. Even though they live in Detroit, their two boys play for the University of Washington. Before the action started, Megan Woods caught up with their parents about the experience rooting for the opposing team.
People ask, I mean, they have the nerve to say, who are you going for? Hello.
Rita and Marcus Parker can't help but to be proud that their twin sons, 19-year-olds Javon and Armand, get to experience a college national championship so early in their college career.
It's going to be a great game, and I'm excited about it. They're excited about it. Those guys are humble. They are amazing, and they work hard.
They say this opportunity wasn't given to their sons. They earned it.
I played, so I got them into it maybe 5 or 6, and then went from there.
The twins attended and played for both Dearborn Advanced Technology and Fordson High School. Now sophomores at University of Washington studying real estate and business, their parents haven't missed a game. They were there in New Orleans to see them win the Sugar Bowl, but know the national championship against Michigan will be different.
I'm like, this is where you're from, how you feel. He said, it was almost the same feeling as when they played Michigan State. It feels really good to come home or play somebody from home, because there's a little bit of show and prove, because they had offers here, and so now look where we are.
The Parkers will be in Houston for the game. It seems obvious, though, they might be more excited, even more so than their sons. Okay, straight ahead here on The Good Stuff, finding treasure in trash. What one man found in a storage unit that could be worth thousands of dollars. Welcome back, everybody. This next story is all about finding treasure amongst, well, a pile of junk. While clearing out an old shed, a man in Virginia stumbled upon an item that's estimated to be more than 100 years old. Nick Broadway has a look at this lucky find.
Henson showed us the plot of land where the shed once stood before his friend tore the property down to build a new home.
I just kind of glanced in it, and I saw some yard equipment. So I said, let me see if there's anything worthwhile. We found weed eaters, 20 suitcases, looked like they were packed yesterday. And ain't nobody in this house for 2 years. And then I'm starting looking around and I find this thing. I said, whoa, I like that.
And he's pulling out all these things, and Johnny's kind of got us amazed by everything. So it was just a beautiful find.
So I set it on my daughter's house over in Hayes. 6 or 8 days later, she calls me up and says, Dad, get this piece of junk off my porch.
While finding in a place that's more out of sight and out of mind, Henson noticed something carved on the top.
Frederick Hurton Reed, 1902.
Reed was a well-known potter, celebrated for his intricate ceramic art. Thinking he might have accidentally dug up treasure, Henson went digging for info. He spoke with staff at the Museum of Ceramics in Liverpool, Ohio. They told him this is a credible find, and it appears to be part of a larger ceramic piece.
And I assume you set the vase on there, and we have no clue where it's at. And so, does the vase look like this? We don't know.
This 4-tile piece made by Reed sold for more than $600,000 a few years ago. Another vase of his sold for $500,000. Who knows the value of this pedestal, found in a shed full of junk?
Whoever got this, I'm not sure they knew what they had, and they stuck it in a building.
Multiple art publications and auction houses reached out to him since, including National Shelley China Club and Koval's Antique Trader magazine.
Henson says he's still thinking about the end goal for where he wants this to wind up. He just hopes it finds a good home.
Well, from a rare find to an endangered species, an endangered green sea turtle is on the mend at the Oregon Coast Aquarium in Seaside, thanks to the help of some alert beachgoers. The 22-pound female, nicknamed Squirt, was spotted after sunrise Saturday morning on Manzanita Beach. You see, green turtles are typically found in warmer waters from Southern California to Baja, Mexico, but if they stray too far up the coast into colder waters, they can become hypothermic, which can be deadly. Aquarium staff were able to reach Squirt in less than an hour and get her to the aquarium. They say she'll be staying with them for a while, but they're optimistic about her recovery. So glad those beachgoers alerted authorities. And hey, check this out. Oh my goodness. Animal handlers at the Oregon Zoo tell us the smallest member of their endangered black rhino family has reached a big milestone. This little calf just turned 1 month old, and it's grown nearly 100 pounds since being born in early December. Soon, staff will be able to start doing checkups and determine if the calf is a boy or a girl. How exciting. If you want to see the calf, though, well, you're going to have to wait until they're a little bigger and the weather, well, is a little bit warmer. He's just so cute. It's like such a little personality from that little rhino. Well, we're about out of time for tonight, but we want to leave you with a few more of your weekend photos. Thanks so much for sharing these with us. I love to see what you were up to. It gives me a little inspiration for my next weekend. I wasn't doing anything this weekend. I was just taking down Christmas decorations, and you know what? That's okay too. Well, all right, that does it for us here tonight. Thanks for taking a little time for the good stuff.